Well, A. Bala Subramaniam is Managing Director and CEO at Aditya Birla Sun Life Asset Management Company. Bala, good morning. Great to have you with us here. This must be music to your ears, not just yours, but other mutual fund CEOs as well. What do you make of it, prima facie?
I think, first of all, glad, Prashant, that Sebi Chairperson has acknowledged the data that was provided by the industry while giving input to the Sebi Chairperson and the whole team. And also mentioning about the data that the mutual fund industry presented, the more granular data, it had more insight, which essentially reflects the goodness of the industry in terms of having a data in every possible way that actually helps into making a decision. And that's something we are quite glad. I still remember, thanks to a Sebi Chairperson who gave us an audience to meet some of us to make this representation. And they did give us a guidance in terms of how we should go about analyzing the data. And as we got into more data analytics, how the industry scale benefit has actually accrued to benefit, one, the industry to grow, second, industry to expand the customer base, and third, giving the product at a relatively lower cost, yet give us a good experience to the investors. All those things came out very clearly in that, and we are pretty glad and happy that Sebi took this decision of acknowledging in one, first, the industry representation, and second, having realized that there is a need to revisit the earlier proposals itself, in my view, is the good news both for the industry as well as the Sebi's acknowledgement as well.
Mr. Bala, Reema here. Two questions. One, could you give us details about the granular detail which was shared by the mutual fund industry? Two, and what would be the TER which will make the mutual fund industry happy? Because she explicitly said, right, the second set of proposals might make the mutual fund industry quite pleased or happy. So what would that number stand at, according to you, or should stand
at? See, what is the premise on which the whole discussion of TER reduction came into place? I think the last changes that happened in the year 2018 and 2019. And since then, the industry has grown from about 12 lakh crore to about 40 lakh crore size. So there was a discussion on that as the industry size is becoming bigger, the benefit of scale should accrue to the investors. That is the first premise on which it was being done. This is one of the data that we, of course, did present. In the same 2019, there was a glide path that was given linking to the individual scheme size. As the scheme size becomes bigger and bigger, the expense gets automatically reduced. So therefore, the investors get the scale benefit. And the assumption that was also being made, scale benefits also is accruing significantly to the profit. But I think if one deep dives into the AMFI industry, the profit margins are not going in along with the industry increase in size. Profit, absolute margins, the basis points have been coming down, but absolute profits have been going up given the fact that people have been building a scale. That's the way the industry model works. So also being highlighted as one of the points. And third, of course, the point is when you make single TER, taking into account all the statutory obligation that all of us have got, if they also get included in the overall the TER structures, definitely the impact of that in terms of the final TER that could come, and therefore the impact of that and the profitability and the cost of operations and so on and so forth could get impacted. And especially Sebi Chairperson did mention about arbitrage fund as a category, which has got trades that happens every year, 12 times in a year the trade happens, buy and sell happens. If all costs get added to the TER, naturally the product will become unviable, and it could also do harm, one, to the growth, and second, it can do harm to the market liquidity as well. So that's the way the representations are made, and which we felt that it was appreciated, acknowledged itself, in my view, is the proof of the transparency that industry has built over a period of time.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Bala. Nigel on this side. Well, it's good, right? The Sebi has taken the industry feedback on board, and we'll wait for the finalization in terms of a rational TER. But what has been your feedback from distributors who will get directly impacted? Do you fear that they'll shift to PMS, AIFs, or maybe move to insurance? What's the feedback you've got?
In fact, this time the distributors also had given a feedback, which is basically the FIFA is one of the largest industry representative on the distribution side. FIFA as a team have given their input, more or less in line which what AMFI also given the fact that mutual fund will remain the core portfolio of every investors. Therefore, MFDs will continue to keep mutual fund at the heart, and rest of the other products will be more tactical kind of product. In order to discourage people move from one product to other product, any significant reduction, as you rightly put it, could actually lead to a shift from a mutual fund to the AIF and other asset classes, which not generally the way in which MFDs operate, because they keep mutual fund as the core, and rest of the product comes an ancillary, taking into account the interest of investors. So they did make a representation of this. And second is, even when we made a representation, any significant reductions could also lead to the expansion. What was said and done today, the mutual fund industries works for not just AMC alone, it's for the whole ecosystem. When I mean ecosystem, it covers distribution expansion, it covers geographical expansion, having a presence in every nook and corner of the country, and third,
Right.
the customer expansion, both the retail level as well as on the MHNI and HNI level. So that's also something which was highlighted both by the industry associations, mutual fund side, as well as the FIFA as an association.
Okay. By the way, Bala, are you expecting the consultation paper soon? The new one? And it'll follow the same process, right? A consultation paper and then a decision.
See, one good thing always, we as an AMC industry have one, the blessing of regulators is always in the form of a consultation, and the decisions are always
So we should expect a consultation paper, right? Now, a new one.
Yes, exactly. As the chairperson has mentioned about it, yeah.
Got it, Bala. Thank you very much. We're just a little tight on time, but great that we could speak with you. And thank you for joining us here on CNBC-TV18 with that. So that is certainly positive for asset management companies. The degree of how positive it is, of course, I mean, we'll only know when the consultation paper, the new proposals are published by Sebi. But mutual fund CEOs will be pleased. We'll slip into a break here. Anuj will be with us with a quick trade setup. Post that, our top stocks for the day. Our technical and F&O experts also join in. Stay with us.